Hi there, Melissa here with Designs by Little Bee. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make a hooded towel. Among the supplies that you'll need to make your hooded towel are a regular sized bath towel and a smaller hand towel. I knew that I had a day of testing out some cute designs today, so last time I went to Target I just bought all the supplies that I'll need. I've got them kind of laid out in the floor here so I can see which towels I'm going to use for which project. You also need an applique design. It doesn't have to be a hooded towel design, but the ones that are made specifically for that are usually better to use. You also need some ribbon to tie up your finished product, and I think that's it. Now, the first thing you need to know about making your hooded towel is that each towel makes one hooded towel, but each hand towel makes two. So for example, I have two elf designs I'm going to test out. So I got two bath towels, but I only got one hand towel that I'm going to use for both. And here's why that is. You take your hand towel out, tear the tag off, take your hand towel out and fold it long ways like a hot dog or a hot dog bun. And you're going to cut it lengthwise like this. This is going to be the hood part of your towel. So you're obviously going to get two out of this cut. So each of these pieces is going to make one hooded towel. Now I've already cut this one that I'm going to be using for the video. It's a reindeer, so I got a brown towel and a white hand towel. So let's go to our machine. Okay, now you're ready to move along to the applique portion of your hooded towel. This is a reindeer from my collection at designsbylittlebee.etsy.com, and I'm making this towel for a friend, so I put her child's name on it. 2 points before we get started about appliquing on hooded towels. One, although technically you can use any applique from your stash, you do want to get online and check out some of the cool hooded towel specific appliques that digitizers do for 2 reasons. One, they have this cool flat bottom so that you can tell that it was specifically designed for a hooded towel and it fits really well. And 2, a lot of us use a thicker satin stitch on these to account for the pile and the thickness of that terry cloth on the towel. Okay, now you've got your design all loaded up into your machine and you've pinned or hooped your towel on top of your stabilizer. 2 quick notes. One, make sure you're embroidering on the right side of your towel, that is the seams underneath. And also make sure that your applique is coming up against the edge of this finished edge of your towel and not the rough edge that you cut. And then you want to make sure that your applique is going to be as close to the edge as you're comfortable with. You don't want the stitches falling over the edge. I do mine approximately maybe 1/3 to 1/2 inch from the edge of the towel. Then I just run my little test and just make sure that it's going to be even across the edge. Alright, I have all my tack down stitches done on my applique here, and I just wanted to pause and show one quick step before I continue. If you embroider on towels often, you already know this trick, but for those newbies out there, there's a product called water-soluble stabilizer. You may have heard of it referred to as topper. It looks like this. It's kind of clear, it's slick. You put it on top of your tack down stitches, and then you run all of your satin stitching. And the topper just makes your satin stitches float above the thick pile of some fabrics like terry cloth, so that your satin stitches don't get lost in all the loops and the threads of the fabric. Water soluble is just a fancy way of saying that it dissolves in water. So if you're sending a project to a customer, you can pick off the stabilizer when you're done so that they don't see it. Or if you're making something for yourself or your own child, you can just wash it with your next load of laundry and the topper will just disappear. The name brand and the one that I'm using today is Solvy, S-O-L-V-Y. It's made by the Sulky brand of the Sulky line of stabilizers. You can get that at Joann and a lot of sewing stores, or you can also order a different or an off-brand online. You don't have to use it, but it gives a really professional look. And if you are going to use it, then put it down at this step and then finish up your applique. So now our applique is finished. Isn't it cute? Now you're going to take your hand towel, the part that's appliqued, you're going to lay it down like this and fold it with the design inside halfways. This is the hood part of your towel. So to create the hood, you need to run a stitch along the rough edge of your hand towel with the applique design inside. So you should see it like this. You should see the ugly part of your design right here. So you go ahead and stitch this together like this. So the rough edge. This is a point in time where having a serger would really come in handy. I don't have one. If you do, that's awesome. I don't have one, so I just do a zigzag stitch. I do it 2 times. Now you're finished with sewing together the hood portion of your towel. You'll see that I just did a quick straight stitch along the edge, the rough edge of my hand towel. So now it looks like it's folded in half again. If you flip it like this, you'll see where this is starting to come together. You see how it's going to be the little hood part of your towel? Now, I've spread out here on the floor just for video purposes. I don't recommend putting your customers' items all over your floor, but this is for a friend and she knows I'm using it for tutorial purposes. So I just wanted you to be able to get a good idea of what I'm doing. Okay, you take your towel, and I usually do this on my lap. You take your towel and you see the side with the, where is it? The side with the tag. You want that side down because you want a good professional look. You want all of the outside, you want like the right side of the towel. So put that side down. I like to put the tag away from me and down. Then you take the hood part of your towel and you're going to line up this center stitch with the center fold of your towel. Like this. And you're going to run one more nice thick straight stitch along the edge of this, just like this, right here. So it's the back of the hooded towel against the front of your bath towel. I'm going to take that to my sewing machine. Now I've sewn the hood onto my towel, and I just wanted to show you once again, this is the bath towel. It was face down. I put the hood on top of it, and I just sewed a quick stitch right here. You can match the bobbin thread to the towel if you'd like, but as you can see, when you pull it up like this, these seams are inside. So you can match it if you want, just for that extra little touch, but you don't have to. Now if you want to know how to fold these to display them really nicely, I lay my towel out flat and I do a little tri-fold like this. Then starting from either end, you just roll it up. And then you take your length of ribbon. I do about, I don't know, maybe a yard of ribbon. You put it under your little towel and just tie a nice bow or knot, whatever. And then it kind of sits up on its own, so you can take pictures, do some nice sales, or give them as gifts. And it looks very impressive. And only you know that it was just one applique, a couple of straight stitches, and some cutting. I hope this tutorial has kind of demystified the process of making one of these hooded towels. You can find some great designs on Etsy. Visit my shop at designsbylittlebee.etsy.com to see some really cute Christmas ones that I've come up with this year. These make great gifts, especially for kids, instead of giving them the same old toys that they're going to play with for 5 minutes and then forget about, or things that make a ton of sounds and drive their parents nuts. These are things that are cute, they can be personalized easily, and they'll use them again and again, and it'll really be special as a gift for them. So I hope this made it a little easier, and I wish you very happy stitching.